Hey everyone, Ryan from Taylor Racing here. We shot a video about 3 weeks ago when we came back from Area 27 on post-track day maintenance, and our social media kind of blew up. We had a ton of emails and phone calls and DMs, text messages, all that kind of jazz. Some people out there wanting us and asking us to do a preseason video, just little things that we do or that they can do to get their bikes ready for the race season. So naturally we said yes. It gives me a chance to practice my video prowess and gives you guys an idea of what has to be done for your bikes so you can go on track and we can all ride together. Luckily we have Darren, a buddy of ours, has an 848 and it is right there. It is on the bench ready to go. It already has the tank off and the bodywork off and is on our bodywork stands. I like to put the bodywork on a stand or put it away separately so that it doesn't get damaged, doesn't get kicked or tripped over or damaged in any way, shape or form. And it's always in good shape once it's ready to go back on the bike. As you notice, I also took off the tank. When we take the tank off, we also pull the fuel pump and pull out the fuel filter. One bad batch of fuel can have the fuel filter get all gummed up and it's useless. So every year we tend to pull the fuel filter out, swap it out, put it back in the fuel pump, put the pump back in the tank, and we're good to go. From there, the bike is up on the bench. We visually go through the bike, front to back, top to bottom, side to side. Check all of your nuts and bolts. Make sure that nothing's missing, that the stuff is torqued up to spec, and that everything is safe as can be, because going on these motorcycles at certain tracks up to 170 miles an hour, or the shorter track where you have a bunch of walls, you want the bike to be good to go. You want it to not only start, but you want it to stop, and you want stuff not to fall off. So go through, hit all the nuts, bolts, and make sure everything's safe and tight. From there, we definitely take the oil and the filter and we drop it. You take the filters off, replace the filter obviously, then we put the drain bolt back on, safety wire it up, put the filter on, put the clamp on, safety wire that so that it can't fall off or it doesn't loosen or back off anywhere. And then we personally at Taylor Racing use Motul 300V oil, so we put that in all the bikes. We get that oil from our good friends at Importations Thibaut. A fantastic distributor. They've been with the Taylor Racing team for probably 15 years now, and we've had a lot of success with them, so we thank you very much. We appreciate Bernie and the whole crew at Importations Thibaut. Thank you guys very, very much for all your help and support. Back to the bike. Filter, oil, it's all in there. Safety wires, so it's good to go. Then move forward to the air filter. This one is just a stock air filter because we're waiting for the Pipercross one to come back in. But inspect it, check it, make sure there's no grit and grime, and then either dispose of it, put in a new one, back into the bike. Simple. Filters, oil filter, oil. Now, coolant. Drop the coolant out of the radiator. Yes, I said coolant, not water and water wetter, because at the end of the season here at Taylor Racing, we like to put coolant in all the bikes, just in case something happens in the shop where a door gets left open or a furnace goes out or a power outage and it's minus 30 and then everything outside and inside is minus 30. If you have water in your motor, you are going to have a cracked block and a useless motor. So just for safety's sake, we drop the water and the water wetter at the end of the season because you want to flush that stuff anyways. We put coolant in it, let it sit for this winter, and then in the springtime when it's warm like it is now, drop the coolant out, and then we flush the system, put water wetter in it, run the bike so that all the air bubbles and stuff get circulated to the top and out, make sure that it's full, and then put the cap back on and safety wire that. So that's done. Moving forward, next stop is our master cylinders. So we'll want to flush and put clean fluid in these. As you can tell with the Ducatis, not only the brake is hydraulic, but so is our clutch. So we're gonna flush that, make sure that has clean fluid as well, and just make sure they're clean, they're nice and tight, your brakes are good. And of course, as per our last video, I like to pull apart the calipers, pull my pads out, lap them down, inspect them, and then in here, I like to take the and scrub the pad or the pods out so that they're all nice. Grit, grime, garbage is all gone, and you have really nice clean brakes, because clean brakes are really good brakes because you want your brakes to work so you can slow down on the racetrack. That is a key component to brakes, is slowing, making sure they slow down. 2 fingers, 1 finger, however you do it, you want them to slow down. Back onto this side of the bike now. Notice there's a big open spot here where the battery goes. Even though this bike has a trickle charger, we pull the battery out, because we want to inspect everything. It's the beginning of the season or the end of the season, whatever it is, inspect your bike. Anything can happen. Area 27 last time, my battery, behind the battery, my actual ground broke. So thankfully, Brian Trottier from Penticton, he built me one so I didn't miss a day of track day, because, you know, inspections, we had to dig it apart, yada, 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 different story. But anyways, inspect your bikes, make sure your battery is good, pull the battery out, put them on chargers. Another thing is, if you have a conventional battery charger, you have a lithium battery charger. They're different. Do not mix them up. Don't cross-contaminate. Use the right charger for the right battery. Trust me, right equipment is always good. Back over onto the bike here, inspect your water pump covers, inspect your hoses, make sure they're all good to go. And then of course, inspect your chain and your sprockets. Clean your chain and sprockets. Check your racing guard, your shark guard. We're using the Zap racing foot guards. They're fantastic. They're out of Australia. I highly recommend them. They're made of steel. They are gnarly. We like them. So anyways, once you've done all that, again, go through the bike, check your fairing stage, check everything, subframes, make sure that nothing is cracked, nothing is broken, and that everything is in good working order. And then the next thing I like to do is I will have one of my teammates that knows what they're doing, or friend or a fellow racer that knows what they're doing, have them go over the bike, have them check it out. You know, a second set of eyes on the motorcycle that does 170 miles an hour, it's a good thing. You may forget something, so why not have somebody else take a quick look at it, make sure everything's safe, everything is tied up, safety wired, torqued, good to go. And then another feature that we do here at Taylor Racing is every motorcycle that we build and that we work on has its own binder, has kind of like a Bible. This build sheet will tell us everything we have to know about this motorcycle. When the belts were changed last, when the valve adjustments were done, the last time it was oil change, coolant change, what kind of oil, what kind of coolant or water wetter, what kind of components it has. Does it have a tune on it? Does it have a power commander? Does it have the Gucci master cylinders or the master brakes? Does it have stock ones? Are the brakes aftermarket, the rotors, or are they standard? Just a quick Bible, just a quick reference guide to what this bike has done to it, what we've done in the past, everything from different track days, what tire pressures did we use, what pressures did we use, which tires did we use, what was the temperature at which track. We like to keep a running tally of everything that's been done with this bike. That's a little feature that I think is really, really beneficial, especially when you're running like 10 or 12 or 14 motorcycles on a big team. It helps. Other than that, that's kind of a quick and dirty rundown of a pre-season motorcycle checklist. If you have any questions, concerns, you want us to do your bike, or you want us to sell you a bike or build you a bike, get a hold of us, taylorracing.ca. My name is Ryan Taylor from Taylor Racing. We'll see you out on track. Everybody, please ride safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care.